Welcome to the weekly business meeting of the South Carolina Public Service Commission. Today is Thursday, May 15th, 2025, and it is approximately 1 p.m. Before we begin, would you please join me in a moment of silent reflection? Thank you very much. Present in the hearing room are all commissioners. Mr. Scarborough, if you're ready, please proceed.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Chair Powers, Vice Chair Williams, and Commissioners. First order of business is to set the next regularly scheduled business meeting. Staff recommends that the next commission business meeting be set for Thursday, May 22nd, 2025 at 1 o'clock p.m.
The next business meeting will be Thursday, May 22nd, 2025 at 1 p.m.
Thank you, sir. Today we have 5 items on our utilities agenda and 11 items on the transportation agenda. Item number 1 is in docket numbers 1991-335C, 1999-329C, and 2010-214C. This is an application from Global Crossing Local Services Incorporated and Global Crossing Telecommunications Incorporated to discontinue regulated local exchange and inter-exchange services effective July 10, 2025.
Having heard item number 1 is presented by Mr. Scarborough, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers,
Commissioner Williams.
thank you. And just for clarification, Mr. Scarborough, I think that last docket number might have been, and maybe I heard it wrong, 2010-214C. I think I heard it wrong, and you got it right. But now we've clarified it. So here's the motion. On April 28th, 2025, Global Crossing Local Services Incorporated and Global Crossing Telecommunications Incorporated, collectively Global Crossing, filed an application with the Commission seeking to cease providing long-distance international voice and toll-free services in the state of South Carolina on July 10th, 2025, and is asking for Commission approval of this discontinuance. I move that the Commission find that there will be a minimal impact from this discontinuance by Global Crossing because of its limited number of subscribers, the availability of alternative service providers to deliver this service, and because its limited number of customers will have ample time to transition to another service provider. I move that the Commission grant the request of Global Crossing Local Services Incorporated and Global Crossing Telecommunications Incorporated to discontinue regulation local exchange services and inter-exchange services effective July 10th, 2025.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Having heard the motion is made by Commissioner Williams, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify.
May I offer a friendly amendment? I think I heard that near the end of the motion say to discontinue regulation local exchange. I think that was supposed to be regulated local exchange services.
So
Would
from
you accept?
regulation to regulated?
Yes, ma'am. I think it was just a.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Just a friendly
Thank you.
amendment. Regulated local exchange.
Thank you, Commissioner Belser. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 2 is in docket number 2009-144C. This is a request from TracFone Wireless Incorporated, doing business as SafeLink Wireless Incorporated, for confidential treatment of its South Carolina Consumer Report for the first quarter of 2025.
As to item number 2 as presented by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Chair Powell,
Commissioner Caston.
thank you. On April 30th, 2025, TracFone Wireless Incorporated, doing business as SafeLink Wireless Incorporated, filed a request for confidential treatment of its South Carolina Consumer Report for the first quarter of 2025. This report was filed under seal pursuant to South Carolina Code Annotated Section 30-4-40A1, South Carolina Code 39-8-10 at C, and South Carolina Code Annotated Regulations 103-804S2. I move that the Commission grant the request of SafeLink Wireless for confidential treatment of its South Carolina Consumer Report for the first quarter of 2025, filed under seal on April 30th, 2025. SafeLink Wireless asserts the need to protect its South Carolina Consumer Report for the first quarter 2025 from public disclosure because certain portions of the report contain trade secret and commercially sensitive information. Disclosure of this information would reveal the company's commercially sensitive information that is normally kept secret and protected as both proprietary and competitively sensitive, and which qualifies as trade secrets protected from disclosure under South Carolina Code Section 30-4-40A1. I move the Commission find the confidential version of SafeLink Wireless South Carolina Consumer Report for the first quarter 2025 contains information that is of a commercially sensitive nature, as well as trade secret information that should not publicly disclose for the reasons stated herein. I also move the Commission find that this report is exempt from disclosure under the Freedom of Information Act pursuant to Commission Regulation 103-804-S2. I further move that the Commission grant the request of SafeLink Wireless, that the Commission notify the company of any request from anyone seeking disclosure of the confidential version of this report, so that SafeLink Wireless will have an opportunity to obtain an order from this Commission or a court of competent jurisdiction protecting the unredacted confidential report from disclosure. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Having heard the motion, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item number 3 is in dockets numbered 2025-15E, 2025-16E, and 2025-17E. This item involves a public interviews related to proposals from PA Consulting Group Incorporated and London Economics International LLC in response to solicitation numbers 54000-26622, 54000-26612, and 54000-26613.
As to item number,
No, I was just going to say, Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belzer,
I move that the Commission select London Economics International LLC as a consultant in docket numbers 2025-15E, 2025-16E, and 2025-17E in response to solicitation numbers 54000-26622, 54000-26612, and 54000-26613. The consultant's scope of work for these dockets, docket numbers 2025-15E, 2025-16E, and 2025-17E shall be as follows. Number 1, review all filings on the Public Service Commission docket management system, including all pre-filed testimony. Number 2, verify all avoided cost methodology calculations included in all parties' testimony. Number 3, if necessary, file data requests with the parties. Number 4, write and file the consultant's independent reports. Number 5, the consultant's independent reports must be based on the evidence of the hearing record according to South Carolina Code Annotated Section 58-41-20. Number 6, the consultant's independent reports shall serve as its pre-filed testimony and exhibits. Number 7, the consultant's independent reports must be filed with the Commission at contact@psc.sc.gov and served on all parties to the case. Number 8, the consultant will respond if necessary to discovery from parties regarding the consultant's independent reports. Number 9, the consultant should the consultant need to communicate with the Commission and with any party in the case, the consultant must file such communication at contact@psc.sc.gov and will serve all the parties to the case. The expert should not need to talk with the Commission staff unless there are scheduling or procedural issues. Number 10, watch or observe all hearings via live stream. And 11, the consultant may be required to testify before the Commission regarding the consultant's independent reports and subject to cross-examination by the parties and questions from the Commission. The Commission will issue an updated procedural schedule for these dockets. And Mr. Chairman, the reason I have indicated independent reports is that there will be separate reports for at least two separate reports, since there are multiple dockets. So move.
Thank you, Commissioner Belser. Having heard the motion, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 4 appears in docket number 2024-275E. This is a request from the Office of Regulatory Staff for confidential treatment of the initial comments regarding the proposed clean energy programs from Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Duke Energy Progress LLC.
As to item number 4 is presented by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair.
Vice Chair Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move that the Commission grant the request of the Office of Regulatory Staff for confidential treatment of unredacted confidential versions of information and material that Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Duke Energy Progress LLC labeled and designated as confidential during the discovery process in accordance with South Carolina Code Section 58-4-55A. The Office of Regulatory Staff asserts the need to protect certain information redacted from public disclosure as designated by the Duke companies. The Duke companies, in designating this material as confidential during the discovery process, are asserting that this information is exempt from public disclosure under the Freedom of Information Act, South Carolina Code, annotated sections 30-4-10, or I should say section, and Commission Regulation 103-804S, subparagraph 1 and 2. So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Having heard the motion, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 5 is in docket number 2025-1E. This is a request from Duke Energy Progress LLC for confidential treatment of exhibit number 3 and witness Tom Simrell's direct testimony.
As to item number 5, is there a motion?
Chair Powers,
Commissioner Thomas.
I move that the Commission grant the request of Duke Energy Progress LLC, hereinafter DEP, for confidential treatment of the unredacted confidential versions of witness Tom Simrell's Direct Exhibit 3. Witness Simrell's Direct Exhibit 3 contains certain proprietary and confidential information relating to outages that, if disclosed, could negatively impact DEP's ability to safely and reliably provide effective service to its customers. The company asserts this privilege pursuant to SC Code Annotated Regs 103-804 S2 and the Freedom of Information Act SC Code Annotated sections 30-4-10 et sec. I move the Commission find that this information contained in Duke Energy Progress's exhibit is exempt from disclosure under the Freedom of Information Act and pursuant to Commission Regulation 103-804 S2.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Thomas, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, that completes the utilities agenda before the Commission. Moving on to the motor carrier agenda. In Part A, we have 7 applications for new Class C certificates that the Commission may address together. Item A1 is in docket number 2025-135T, which is the application of Martine Dorlands, doing business as Martine's Limo and Taxi Sunshine, for a Class C taxi certificate. Item A2 appears in docket number 2025-136T. This is the application of Folly Bus LLC for a Class C charter certificate. Item A3 is in docket number 2025-137T. This is the application of Open Hearts Transportation LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A4 is in docket number 2025-138T, which is the application of Angel Charter and Tours LLC for a Class C charter bus certificate. Item A5 is in docket number 2025-139T. This is the application of Charleston Care Rides LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A6 is in docket number 2025-140T. which is the application of Gullah Islands Family Transportation LLC for a Class C taxi certificate. And item A7 appears in docket number 2025-141T. This is the application of D. Milligan Enterprises LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate.
As to transportation items A1 through A7, is there a motion?
Chair Powers,
Commissioner Williams.
thank you. I move that the commission approve the applications for Class C certificates in items numbers A1 through A7 as identified by Mr. Scarborough. A directive order will be issued for each application in the respective docket.
Thank you very much. As to the motion that has been made by Commissioner Williams, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
In Part B of the transportation agenda, there are two requests to amend certificates that the commission may address together. Item B1 is in docket number 2022-380T, which is a request from Royal Non-Emergency Medical Transportation LLC to amend Class C non-emergency certificate number 9761 to read 15 passengers. And item B2 appears in docket number 2024-341T. This is a request from Classic Black Transportation LLC to amend Class C charter certificate number 10010 to read 14 passengers.
As to items B1 and B2, is there a motion?
Chair Powers,
Commissioner Caston.
I move that the commission grant the request for amendment of Class C certificates in item numbers B1 and B2 as identified by Mr. Scarborough. A directive order will be issued in each respective docket. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify
Mr.
by
Chairman, Mr. Chairman, I would just note that we need to be careful on the number of passengers with regard to B2. I think it's supposed to be 14. Just
It's on
it should be
2024 341T.
341T. It should be 14 passengers.
It does, and in the one place, I think it does say 15, so it would be 14. Thank you, Commissioner Belser.
Thank you.
As to items B1 and B2, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
In Part C of the transportation agenda, there is one request to reinstate a certificate. Item C1 is in docket number 2022-392T, which is a request from Superior Cab LLC for reinstatement of Class C taxi certificate number 9770.
As to item C1, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Belser.
Superior Cab LLC's Class C non-emergency certificate number 9770 was revoked by order number 2025-28 on August 23, 2024. I move the commission reinstate Class C taxi certificate number 9770 for Superior Cab LLC, contingent upon compliance with all applicable statutes and commission rules and regulations governing motor carriers. Superior Cab LLC shall comply with all applicable statutes and the Commission's rules and regulations governing motor carriers before the certificate shall be reinstated. The motor carrier must provide written compliance and certification to the Commission and to the Office of Regulatory Staff, and thereafter the Office of Regulatory Staff will reinstate the motor carrier's Class C taxi certificate number 9770. Prior to receipt of the reinstated Class C non-emergency certificate, Superior Cab LLC shall not provide the motor carrier services requested. Failure of the motor carrier to complete this process within 90 days of the effective date of this order, or within such additional time as may be authorized by the Commission, should an extension of time be approved prior to the expiration of the 90-day time period, shall cause this order to become null and void, thereby rescinding the authority granted for reinstatement of the motor carrier certificate. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Belser. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
In Part D of the transportation agenda, there is one request for an extension of time. Item D1 is in docket number 2025-27T. This is a request from Touched by Angels Transportation LLC for a 6-month extension of time to comply with commission rules and regulations.
As to item D1 as presented by Mr. Scarborough, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Thomas.
On May 1st, 2025, Touched by Angels Transportation LLC requests an extension of time for an additional 6 months to comply with commission rules and regulations. I move the commission grant the request of Touched by Angels Transportation LLC until November the 1st, 2025 to comply with commission rules and regulations required to operate and use a Class C non-emergency certificate.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Motion has been made. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it. The motion carries.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, this concludes all business noticed before the commission today.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough, and thank you to all who joined us virtually. The rain has stopped. The heat is on. Be careful out there. Enjoy your day. We adjourn.